What's up guys, ALBERTOBIGBOOST here. Welcome back to my channel. I know I'm getting back on track. The videos have been gone for a little bit. Today I might talk a little bit about what's been happening along, which I got great news today. I'll be installing a new Mishimoto radiator and finally addressing the front end situation. I got a click tuning front lip to install today and get a new lower look on the front of my car. You're probably asking, why am I kneeling on the rear end of my car? Well, I was just checking the car since I already put it on the lift. My car felt a little weird today. I was making a little bit of excessive tire noise, and I wiggled the rear tire. I was like, bah, 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 bah. I almost messed up. But I didn't. I just put some anti-seize on the studs. So my axle nut was a little loose, so I ended up tightening it. So now my rear hub is nice and tight and it moves freely, so we're good to go. Gotta put my wheels back on. Always gotta check your car because you never know when it might go bad on you and take you by surprise. That's why you always gotta do routine maintenance on these things. I might end up having to get another daily because the E36 is fun and all, but it's not the greatest gas mileage car and it doesn't have AC. As you can see, I'm still a little sweaty from the drive. And if it rains like I did yesterday, it's not very fun. Back, focus, working on the cars. I'm working on the 242. I'm waiting for parts to arrive for the 240 so I can finish it. It's sitting right behind that door and it's not raining. I don't have your car sitting outside today. It's perfectly sunny. So I chose the day that it was sunny and not raining so your car wouldn't get wet while I work on my car. All right, today, first of all, I have a new radiator I'm going to install. I have a new thermostat housing, which is an upgrade from the aluminum one that I had with another aluminum one. I will show you guys in a little bit why I'm replacing that with the one that I chose now, which you should do when your car is very convenient and very easy to install. And then I have a wonderful lip, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. So hopefully it's going to dress up the front end of my car and add more to my wide body and everything. I know the Street Fighter kit is super awesome. The only thing missing is a front lip. So I got a front lip all the way from Latvia from Click Tuning. So I'm gonna install that in the car and add on to the overall appearance of the car and see what it looks like afterwards. No, I am not gonna lower the front end of my car. That's how it has to be. Even as it is right now, still rough sometimes while cornering because my car has very soft and long travel suspension, so it squats a lot when I'm cornering for grip. I have a very functional suspension, which is not your typical static slam suspension. It's not gonna move an inch from you left. And my car actually moves a lot, drives like a really comfortable car, handles amazing, and it performs also on the track. So I'm not changing that to give it a little bit more low and then just destroy everything. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you get to see the dirtiest my engine bay has ever been. Daily driving through rain and hail and dirt and everything, this is what happens. I mean, it's only a wipe away, which I'm not gonna touch that because it's really hot. But if you do it like this, it's somewhat clean. I want to explain to you guys what I'm going to do today. I have a new radiator. Something happened with my old radiator and it has a tiny little leak on this corner, like midway or something. So I'm replacing that with another brand new Mishimoto radiator. And then I'm also going to reroute my turbo water lines, which I haven't hooked up to this and then goes to that and from that to this. So I'm gonna route this how it goes factory from the reservoir to this end of the radiator, and then the turbo lines I'm gonna route them all the way to the factory throttle body coolant lines, which I have looped right there. It goes to the head and then to a fitting right over there somewhere. If I can get it on camera, can't see it. Well, it's down there somewhere. I think it would be kind of smart to start with the front lips and let the car cool down a little bit because the cooling system is still very hot. It's still pressurized, so I can't open it. So let's install the front lip first, and then hopefully by the time I'm done with that, we can move on to the radiator and the rest of the cooling system. Moving on further into the shop, you can now appreciate a fresh new fiberglass front lip from my E36. Hopefully this will make it a lot lower or a little bit lower, make it look a lot nicer. So let's see how this thing fits. I already know that I'm gonna have to trim these edges so I can fit it over my Street Fighter LA front bumper add-on. So that's at least hopefully the most modification I'm gonna have to do to this lip to make it fit. And then I have some fresh carbon fiber vinyl that I want to wrap it with. I ended up taking the bumper off. It's a lot easier doing it that way. This is pretty much what it's gonna look like. As you can see, there is a gap here, and I already marked with a little Sharpie what I wanna cut here, so I can like push this further and make this part flush, and then trim as I'm cutting this part, trim a little by little so that it's flush with the add-on piece and the stock bumper. It's gonna look so good. Look at this. It already looks so much fatter. I know you guys remember, but I do have a really wide angle kit, so I had to trim the bumper a lot shorter for the front wheel to be able to go into the bumper to have that massive angle with a really wide tire. So I had to cut the lip also as short as a bumper on the sides to allow clearance for the tire. Let's see now how this fits. Pretty much going like this. Sits pretty decent over here. If I like clamp it down, it should be good enough. Clamp it from the back and from the front, it'll sit good. And then you see I had to cut about like this much off. That's how much I cut from my bumper to allow the front tire to turn and keep like a decent arch on it. So I didn't cut a lot. It's like pretty much flush with it, so it looks very good. Same thing on the other side, so it matches the line. And also have to make sure to cut on the bottom because the tire goes like almost all the way through here. So there's a bunch of stuff here that I had to also cut off from the stock lip. Now I'll try to use some of this cool carbon fiber vinyl that I got left over from back in the day and try to see if I can wrap the lip with it. Even though it's a lot shorter, I'll make it work until I then have time to take it 2 garden wraps to get it wrapped the same color as the car. And here it is, guys, the missing piece to the front bumper. So now I got this nice fat carbon fiber style lip. Well, it's fiberglass, but I carbon fiber wrapped it. For now, it's gonna go carbon fiber, and then later on I'm gonna wrap it the same color as the bumper, so it looks like it's all one piece. I am gonna wrap the lip separately. I'm not gonna mold it with vinyl to the bumper in case you guys are wondering, so I'm gonna do it the right way, but this is what I'm gonna do for now. What do you guys think? This is the bumper now installed on the car. So it's pretty much now on par with the side skirt, I guess. So as you can see from all the way from over here, it's like probably this much lower now. Yes, I do have to have this because the tire will come all the way close to this, almost touching. So I have to trim it all the way like this to have proper clearance for the tire. If you don't have an angle kit, you don't have to worry about that. But if you have an angle kit, this is the kind of stuff that you have to do in order to have wheel clearance with such a big wheel and tire in the front. The good news is now that I'm done with this, the coolant should be a lot cooler. You heard that? The coolant must be cooler? Yes. It was super hot because I drove the car for an hour all the way to here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drain the radiator so I can start taking everything apart and install my brand new Mishimoto radiator today. Conveniently enough, I have my radiator drain fitting and my catch can drain fitting in the same spot. So I think I'm gonna change the radiator. I'm gonna go ahead and also in a little bit drain my catch can, see if there's any oil in there, and maybe change the oil. First thing we gotta do over here is to pretty much drain the coolant. So I got the drain plug right here. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up and then put all the coolant in a bucket, or in this case, water. And try not to get it all over yourself because it smells kind of weird because it has water wetter on it. And I think that's it. All across the radiator over there, brand new radiator over here. Can't wait to open my brand new radiator. Let's see what it looks like. Shiny, brand new Mishimoto radiator. Sweet. So I got this out of the plastic. What do you guys think? Is it shiny and huge and looks like it's gonna make the car a whole lot cooler, kind of cool? Is it me or this one looks like thicker than the old one? I think this radiator is thicker than the previous one. Let's measure it up. I knew I wasn't making this up. The new radiator is thicker than the previous one. Look at that, that's a big difference. I am going to be installing an electronic water temperature gauge. So I got the electronic sender right here, and I got this little part from Autometer, which is the adapter for the factory fan switch. I am controlling the fans with my ECU Master's standalone ECU, so I don't need the factory fan switch. And I use the factory switch location to install a temp sensor instead. Now is the moment of truth. We're finally gonna install my brand new radiator. I already installed the fan shroud and everything, so it's ready to go. Let's see if it fits, because this radiator is a little bit thicker, so hopefully it clears my water pump pulley, because the fan is like almost touching it. So let's see what happens. Let's see if this thing even goes in here anymore. Oh my god. I don't know. I think I can't even get this thing in here. Why does my fan have to have the motor in the middle facing the water pump pulley? Oh my god, does it fit? That is like the tightest fit ever. This is ridiculous. Oh my god, oh, I don't even know how this fits in here. This is crazy. But it fits. Yes. Check out how much room I have between the radiator and the water pump pulley. That's how much clearance I have. I ended up having to leave in a little bit, so I just put everything back together. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and install the new thermostat housing, and then I'm gonna see if I also have time to wire up the water temperature gauge. You can see here where I have flattened this part, so this hose can go over here and not like get damaged or anything. I went ahead and just zip tied all these hoses around here so they don't get messed up. I ran the top line, how it goes from factory, from the top of the radiator into the reservoir, and the two water lines from the turbo until one goes to the head and the other one goes to the heater hose distribution tube.
Lover, what's holding you down? I ain't